What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. So, we're back again doing the back testing for the week. Sorry for the delay. My OBS had everything shrunk, or I should say, it had everything expanded and zoomed in like super far, so I had to figure that out. Not to mention, just for funsies, y'all, the kitties have figured out how to escape. They're little escape artists. They are escape artists. Oh man, they're jumping over their gate. So we had to get a bigger gate. Anyway, let's get down with some back testing. I want to work on my second model for August. So I am going to take a look at my Thinkorswim. And most importantly, want to check out how to handle like a good trending day and take the trades that I see on a regular basis and don't take for whatever reason. So let's start with mm, let's start with the 18th. Yeah, let's start with the 18th, and let's start about 9:45 time frame. See if we can't backtrack to that. Let's see. Oh, my face is so huge. Haha. Let's make that smaller. All right. So again, we're on Thinkorswim. And let me make sure and confirm all of the screen can be seen, because that's kind of why I'm a little late getting on here today. I usually say, hey. Thanks for giving me some viewership, babe. Anyway, so let's get down. Let's get down with this activity here. So we are at 9:30. Um, looking for lower prices. Let's do a little analysis. We've been dropping, so I would love, love, love to be able to dig into this stuff. I feel like I need to do something like this, because see if we can get down to here, take these lows out. Also these lows, but let's prep for that. So some sell side liquidity there. So what I'm looking for, so there's that as a longer term goal. And let's also dig over here into this low as a potential. So what I'm looking to see is how they want to behave inside of that bigger fair value gap for a potential short entry down. And we can basically just aim for that low. So I do like this though. We've got high, a higher high, and it's been traded through. I do like the concept of, what time is it? 9:47. Okay, yeah. So I love the concept of trying a short here in the hopes that we can get down to here. So let's see if we get that. Oops. That entry. Or actually, base of this would be better, I think. Do that. I should probably check. Oops. I think I've already been tagged in. All right. I'd like to see a nice drop from here, Oh, they tapped into the 70s. I'm glad I moved my entry, honestly. It tapped into the 70. This order blocks, I prefer that. Try and stick with my original entry models. Come on, release. So let's see how we do. And the reason why I like this is that they've swept the highs here and they've shifted quite nicely. So it's possible they'll come tag me out before they run back down, but fingers crossed, this entry is not too terrible. They're hanging out at this order block right here, so I'm hoping they'll drop from here to come take out these lows. And I didn't realize it was already after 9:47. I thought I put us at 9:45, so yeah, so this is like a good potential entry for me. And this is my model. I sweep, shift, entry, done. Okay. Main reason why I moved it up, we had a fair value gap they might want to come back into, so let's see. So I'm wondering if I should be using the active trader so I can see things as they move along. It also shows it at the bottom here as well. But I'm trying not to look at the dollar value too much, with the exception of wanting to just know when we hit more than 50% towards my base hit setup, honestly. So I usually just focus up down here. So we're moving nicely. When they take this low out, I'll move my stop to break even, and then we'll be risk free all the way. So take the hands off, even though we're up like three something. Trying not to look at the dollar value. Trying not to look at the dollar value because I think that really messes me up. It really does. Like seeing how much it's at versus ticks. Like I prefer to look at ticks versus the dollar value. So I want to see them blow through this fair value gap right here and then just drop. So we're down. That's nice. Come on, let's go. So I also want to note where the 500 mark is. So at this point, I don't feel a need to take a loss. So I will do that to make this risk free and then just let it go. So I'm hoping we continue dropping with some alacrity here. We are at 7 something. So I personally would like to lock in. Normally I'd like to lock in about 500. It also depends on how they behave when they get down here. Like right now they're dropping nicely. It looks like we might just get like the full thing. I'm not gonna lie, like this is looking pretty juicy. Now my normal desire is around here would be about 500. So I'm gonna lock in about half of that fair value gap because we're moving nicely. And so this would be a nice trade. So like from here, I'd want to, that candle's not finished forming. It's just finished forming. So I'm going to lock in like the 500 right here and see if we want to continue dropping down. Here's about 1,000. I know I shouldn't do that. Just let it run. Also, the fact that we have this to take as well could also come back to bite me in the booty. So I want to see how they behave in here. And then I want to lock it in here as well. So actually, this is a terrible place to put my stop. So because we've got the break here, they could come back up and tap that if they want to. So I'm hoping they want to continue dropping to take the lows out. We're at about 1,000. Now, if we keep dropping, like I want to lock in the 1,000 and then if we drop down further, if we expand here on this candle more, well, it looks like we want to expand. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to lock in the 500 right there and in the hopes that they want to drop and continue, just take my hands off the wheel. So normally when this is happening, I would also be looking at like NQ and the Dow to see what they're doing at the same time. So I'm hoping that this fair value gap here will be the one that, so I don't like that movement. So again, I'm going to reduce, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just stop trying to manage it and just let it roll. So at this point, I want to see them stay below this fair value gap that they just dropped. They were using as support. And let's do that and just do that. So I'm trying not to be too picky. I just want to see them because it's hard to see. That's why I don't like looking at the dollar value. Like that hurts my heart. Like I think moving my stop to here isn't a bad idea because this was acting as support. And if we're if we're continuing down lower, it should stay below that fair value gap. So let's see. Now the consideration here is that they did take these lows out, but you know, I think they can possibly go lower. Now, if they don't drop, once they drop below this area here, I'll move my stop to here, because then that's a good confirmation for me that they'll continue going lower. So this point is just a matter of watching it. I'm trying my best to follow the process and not follow the money because following the money has got me stopped out like a ton. So right here, we're hanging out about the midpoint of this fair value gap. So I'd like to see them stay below this area and then continue going down. So that looks good. I want to see some expansion here. I'm trying not to care. I'm trying not to care at all about the dollar value. Like I said, it's the concern here is that they've already taken these lows, so maybe I should have been aiming for those. And those lows would have been a nice, easy 40 points. But I spec'd out a lower low in this general space, so let's see. Now, the other consideration here is the fact that I haven't, I've locked in some profits. It doesn't really matter if I get stopped out here, but I do like this behavior here. Like this could potentially be like a secondary entry for a short little scalp down to here, but I would still need to see them drop from here. And that's the part about trading that's hard, like the waiting. It's the waiting that's the problem. So for my entry, it was really nice. They swept liquidity here, then they did a nice shift. They came back up into the fair value gap, and technically they dropped into this order block as well, so that would have been a good entry, but I set mine here. And then once they took this low out, then I moved my stop to break even. And then once they dropped and took this low out, I moved my stop to just above the fair value gap that was holding price up here. And now I'm just waiting to see if they want to continue down or if they're going to come and take me out for a smaller win. So once this drops below here, I'll move my stop to here to lock in a little bit more. Assuming it does, I don't know. But I do like that they're kind of wicking below here. So that makes me feel like they're gonna continue down. Yep. So just gotta wait. And actually, I should probably make sure that my stop is, for this range, my stop is above the 50% of that range. Yeah. I'm trying to trade structure and nothing else. So let's see if they want to continue down from here. Because there's plenty of sell side below. I'm just working with structure and that's it. All right, it's looking like they want to continue down. Okay, so they just took that low and it doesn't look like I'm going to have to move my stop at all. So I'm gonna just do that. And they've taken the low out. I move my stop above here to lock in a bit more. And they got real close, but no cigar yet. So we'll see if we can. This candle's still forming. It's only 17, 18. Actually, sorry. 47 seconds into that candle. Just a little bit more expansion would be great. The kitty has joined the party. Hey, Maddie. What's up, baby girl? You're just gonna flop. All right, the candle dropped just before the TP. Like, seriously rude. And they do like to do that. They like to hesitate before taking lows, scare you. I'm learning that. That's why sometimes it's better to take your TP above the stop. I mean the liquidity, just for this exact reason. Like they love to like do a little bit of mini pausing and stuff. So let's see if they want to like little fair value gap here, come back up to be annoying, or if we can get some dropping and close this trade out for a decent profit. So I don't know. I think we've locked in about 500, a little over 500 here, but they're so close. Ah, rude. Do you see that? Do you see that? What? They like ran up. So I still think they're gonna come take the lows out, and maybe I shouldn't have moved my stop here if I want to get the full pull. It's a pretty girl. But I'm trading structure, and that is all. Look at this kitty. What? What are you what are you reaching for, little girl? This is the escape artist. She can jump the gates. Isn't that fascinating? She's a gate jumper. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's finally 10 o'clock on the 18th, so let's see if we can continue down. I don't recall there being this gap, but let's hope they want to drop now and finish this trade up. Or if they're gonna do something with this gap that wasn't there, but it might be because Thinkorswim is having maintenance right now as it stands, so dang it. I feel like I want to move my stop back up so I don't get like tagged out of this, but I'm trusting structure. Trusting structure. We've broken it. That's the hard part. Like being so close to your TP and not getting it, man, that hurts my heart. Like seriously, it's rude. But making money is making money. They might want to come back up here and tack it before they run back down. I was hoping they would just drop from here to do that. You never know. This is looking like they want to run up some more. But I'm trusting structure. But until they take this high out, it's like I have this thought in my head. I want to move it up so I don't get tagged out, you know, because they might want to tag this and then drop. So, yeah, I'll put it back to where it was and see if we can get the drop from here. Because I don't trust it. I don't trust that they won't try and knock me out. Again, trying to trade the setup and not the dollar value. So that's moving my stops so I don't get knocked out prematurely. It's so we're trading the August 18th, 10 a.m. time frame. So, because this looks like it wants to push back up. And maybe I'm just, oh, really? I mean, at this point, we'll just work on base hits from the entry and call it a day. Because that's not great. Last area of potential. So this doesn't look like it's going to come back down. That's going to tag me out for not much. Like the last, but that's a pretty strong push up right there. I don't know. And maybe I was just being too ridiculous. I should have just taken, maybe I should have just taken that low, which is where they seem to want to stop. And I should have left my stop where it was and locked in what I had there. Because if they came back and took that out, then it's just all kinds of wrong. And now I'm going to get stopped out for nothing. Mm. Well, that is definitely something to work on for sure. Actually don't know what happened that morning, so I'm just I should have just continued trading structure and then once we got down to here, just lock in the 1,000 and call it a day. This aggressive move up here didn't make me feel very comfortable. I call this is like the last line of defense, I think. We'd need to drop like aggressively from here. Because now I'm locking in maybe, I don't know, $50 or something. And I'm definitely gonna get stopped up for nothing. So let's nip up to the 15 minute and see where I did wrong. What I did wrong with this setup. Cause let's see. Cause I set my limit order. Oh, is my limit order too low? Was it? Oh, they made equal lows, didn't they? They made equal lows. Dang, that's harsh. That is harsh. That is harsh. They came right to my order and now I literally was pretending to be they made equal lows. Oh, that's annoying. That is annoying. That is annoying. They made equal lows and then they ran back up almost to my entry. I mean, the only Hail Mary right now is if they choose to drop from here. That's a big, healthy candle. So we're gonna just trade the morning setups um, for last week, and then I'm gonna go have breakfast. Goodness gracious, this is mean. I mean, look at that. We came a few ticks away from my TP. Like, come on, we couldn't just drop. Now, this could also be considered a second stage entry. So, like right here, midpoint, wicking, I might consider taking the short here as well. There's the order block here. I'm hoping that they choose to stay below this fair value gap, but it's not looking juicy for me, especially when they did this to me. Oh no, really? Okay, so I should have probably just moved my stop to here and then taken, once it dropped below here, I should have just moved it here and then just taken. So the only saving grace at this point, in my opinion, is this fair value gap right here, but it's not gonna save me from this ridiculous, unless it drops below here, like right now. Two order blocks currently at the midpoint of this one. Oh, like this retracement, like unnecessary. Like we could have just had some expansions for real. They did make equal lows below, so they'll come back and take it, but dang, almost an entire retracement back up is just rude. Just rude. So I want to see some, so this, I want to see some proper expansion down from here, like just drop like a stone, because otherwise that's some, it's just mean. It's just mean, like, okay, kitty, kitty. Okay, let's drop. Let's just drop from here. Let's just do that. You don't need to be on my desk, little girl. Dang. All right, so now we're just waiting to see if this will continue dropping. That's looking better. 15 seconds left on this candle. Let's drop through this like a knife out of butter, like a knife through butter. And when I say butter, I mean like soft butter, not like frozen butter, because that'd be bad, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see if we can't expand down now. Uh, dang. So I traded through. So this does also be my model, but they left equal low, so I prefer if they like tap this and then just dropped from here. That's what I'd like to see. Oh man. Like once they pass 1,000 and change, I should have just locked that in and just been like, I don't care if it hits my TP. Because this movement back up, man, that hurt my heart. I'm not gonna lie. It hurt my heart. So this is August 18, the 10-10 macro. Let's hope the next 5 minutes gives us an expansion lower. Otherwise, this whole trade has been like a complete bust. But I was expecting lower prices today, and we got that. It was a nice textbook setup here. I just don't understand why they felt the need to run all the way back up here. I mean, two fair value gaps, I get it, but unnecessary. Unnecessary. So now we're getting expansion. Let's see if they want to run through our TP this time instead of messing around. So I'm going to set my stop to right above here just because could, could be wrong. But we still have respected this. We haven't dropped below it. We need expansion below it for me to move my stop. Again, so let's see. Come on, let's get some droppage. I like that we respected that. The wick of the order block. We've got 10, 12, 3 minutes. Come on, just blow down there. See, this is why I'm trying not to look at the open profit, because it's not my money until I've taken profit, right? And the behavior right now. So once we drop from here, I'm going to move my stop to here. And this time I will lock in. So this is around So this whole trade I've been in, which is nice. The question is how if it's gonna actually make it to my TP. They made equal lows. They ran back up to an order block. The structure is still bearish. I'm still considering it to be bearish, so I'm hoping that they will continue drop. That's the setup. I just don't know why they felt the need to come all the way back down. It just it just doesn't seem necessary. It really doesn't seem necessary. But I don't like how they're respecting this. So it makes me want to think they want to run back up. Like, this candle should have had a clean break below. So I feel like I've missed my full good run here, and I should have set it at a different space, but this is also good for my mental state. We are respecting the low of this. So once we drop below here, then I will move my stop to lock in some profits and then see if they want to finally, it's 10:14 on the 18th that we're messing around with right now. Because a lot of times I've gotten in there, it's hesitated at areas and I've taken like the less profit and then they drop to my expected TP. But if we're trading structure right now, this doesn't feel like they're going to drop to where I want it to go. All right, it's the 10:15 macro has just ended, so let's see what they want to do. So in this scenario, I think it feels good to watch this on the higher time frame, just so we can like have a better view of structure. And then so I can trust my setup more. So we swept all of these highs, and then we gave me a nice shift, and now we're dropping, hopefully. And so we respected this 5-minute fair value gap, respected that. So I'm hoping we get some proper expansion. So I wanted to see what the higher time frame is saying. And this is one 5-minute candle. This one just started, so still got about another 3 minutes or so. I want to see some expansion lower with that candle. The problem with this setup right now, besides the fact that I was in a nice 40, what is it, 40-point profit when it came down here, is the fact that it took all of this out, so it could potentially run back up. We've made equal lows, so I'm hoping they still want to go get that. Regardless, it won't be a loss of a trade, but I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't choose this low instead to take and not the other one. Because if I had, I would be well into 40 points and I wouldn't be biting my nails about whether or not they want to go up or down at this point, which looks like they want to continue back up. So I set up my TP for sure on that one. It should have been here. I'm trying to figure out, why did I choose? I mean, I looked at it. I set it. Oh, I set it to this low. So I set it to this low, and they decided instead to take out this inner low, and then they made almost equal lows. I mean, that was unnecessary, if you ask me. That was entirely unnecessary of them. And now we're wicking. And it's not looking great for me for yeah, so that's what I did wrong on that one. Is I misplaced my TP. I should have set it here just to make sure I got out without too much drama. Because I was up 40 points on this trade, but so things to consider. I set my sell stop here. What I should have done was note both of them like I usually do. And then that would have set me up once I saw them hesitate here, then I would have moved my stop to here and called it a day instead of about to be stopped out for nothing. Or what I'm going to consider break even for this particular trade. Hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean I will get stopped out, but the behavior that I wanted for this is not what I'm getting. So there they swept that low, lower low, traded through, and then they took the entry here. I would have liked for them to come back down into this space right here if I was, considering a long, which I'm not. They've also come back into this order block, so we could still drop. But given that they dropped nicely the first time and I misplaced where my TP should have been, which should have been right under here, then but I thought they had enough juice to make it down there. Who knows? They might still have enough juice to make it down there, but they have to take this out. And then once they do that, like take it out with alacrity, not this hesitation business, which is I don't like this. So my entry is up here. I'm locked in, but I should have taken profit down here. Come on. I mean, how rude is this? Like, why does NQ do this? Seriously, look at that. Complete. Let's zoom in on how close they came to my TP and then ran back up. Like, how rude is that? Seriously, how rude is that? And even if they choose to come back down and take it now, that's fine. But now I've had to sit through a whole bunch of BS, you know? And the structure is screaming, I want to go long. Until they take this low out. Jeez. I didn't trade Monday, so I don't know if they actually drop from here. So we are forward testing slash back testing August 18th. Because this is telling me they want to continue back up. Hey Bob. How's it going? You just see me bitch about this ridiculousness. So this is like my textbook setup, right? They ran up, they swept all this liquidity, then they shifted nicely. I set my entry right here, and then they dropped. And then, I mean, come on. Just a few more ticks, and now we're sitting in this foolishness. And they're gonna knock me out for nothing. So the stupid thing is like I set my stop here. So I should have just left it there, right? I should have just left it there because why not? Why don't you want to take this out? Why don't you want to do that? So yeah, so if you look at the 15 minutes, so now I've been stopped out for, so this is what I was looking at, right? So I was looking at this low, which I should have put a little bit higher. I was looking at this low for sell side because we have this low here and this low. And for me, it makes it like an equal low, right? So I was expecting them to come and take that out, which they came so close and instead decided to make equal lows. Now, normally what I do is whenever there's two of them and there's a little space in between, and I didn't do it this time as I'm like testing this thing, I usually set both options so I can see which one they kind of hesitate at. But I was expecting them to, I don't know, run through it like normal people. Like, come on. But no, they decided to take the first one, not make equal lows, and then then run me out. So what I should do, I don't know if this makes any sense at all, because they've run right back up to my entry, and now I've been kicked out for a still a profit, but not what I had down here. And they're running back up for whatever reason. I don't know. So this is textbook entry for me. I should have just taken the earlier. That's a good point. That is a good point. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Because they do like to run through them, but they do like to hesitate before they do. So let's zoom in on what that would have looked like instead. And that would have saved me from a lot of drama. Oh, but you know what? Look, like the wick and this low, like the body and this low would have been like nice areas of potential. So yeah, that would have worked. Yeah. Something to consider, that's for sure. That is for sure. But on the upside, they did make equal lows. That's a good plan. So I should have just said it here because I mean a few more ticks wouldn't have been anything and I would have been knocked a nice clean run down, except for this little area here. So what is this? This is so we're testing April 18th. It's 10:24 in the morning up here. You can see the time frame. I like the Thinkorswim app because they have this on-demand feature where you can they'll actually show you they'll let the candles print the way they do. So I think from a trading view, in comparison to trading view, which I've been using for like the last 3 years, this feature is like the bomb, you know? But yeah, you're right. Like, and normally what I would do is, and so what I'm trying to do, the way I, I'd put my stop here, and normally when it's getting so close to my TP, I would just like the candle that I think that's gonna take my TP, I would just set my stop right there and just be like, I don't care, we're good to go. It was expanding nicely. It should take it. But this is NQ, man. NQ does whatever the heck it wants. But either of those weeks, the first week would have been better, the internal one, and then that. So we'll see if there's a potential second entry. Um, Actually, I didn't even check to see if they took London. Oh, so London highs are all the way up for the 18th. London highs are all the way up here. So I'm okay. What I'm thinking is maybe, I don't know if we get another clean setup like this one for me. If we get another clean setup. And because entries here, but they hadn't taken this out yet. So I wanted the 50-minute fair value gap entry, which worked out quite nicely. So we've run all the way back up. I'm just gonna, this was my line in the sand. Technically for this should have left it here, but I didn't. So, because I didn't want to get wicked out because it's okay if they had one, two, three fair value gaps in here, and then I would have kept my stop at the second one because I like to come and tap the second one, not necessarily the third. But with only two, I had to set my line if I wanted to stay in the trade in the hopes that once they did this behavior, they would drop back down. But it looks like they want to continue up. So with that scenario, I wouldn't rush back into another trade. I would then start looking to see where they're trying to go. So we had this fair value gap that they formed, ran up, and then ran through. So I want to see if they want to stay within the midpoint of this after sweeping all of this out. Maybe we get another short and then they come down to take out the equal lows down here. Let me fix my, yeah. So you can see the equal lows down here. So that's some good liquidity. So I want to see if they want to sweep all of this out, which they just did. Swept all of this out. So I want to see if they're going to give us another short potential here. So the other setup, and it's what, 1028? Look at this foolishness, like seriously. So I want to see if 1030 will give us something juicy. It would really hurt my heart to have to take the same exact trade. Ah, look at this foolishness. If I swear to God, if they just run straight to my TP now, I'm gonna be pissed. Pissed. So I think what I'll do in future is if there's an internal um sell side, I'll aim for that. Because that's plenty. 40 points is more than enough. Like 20 points is my base hit that I'm looking for. 40 is like sort of home run. Anything after that is like, mwah. You know what I mean? Hmm. So we do have a sweep. I don't know how we're gonna get a shift in here, beyond here, and at that point, well, here. And then that point, they're just gonna run and take it out. And just in these moments, it almost feels like a big FU to the retail traders in that moment. What do you get? What do you think, huh? Look. I mean, there's absolutely no reason not to take it right now. None. None. Just to mess with us. Look at that. Just to mess with us some more. Ah, look at that foolishness. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. It's just rude. It's unnecessary. Look at this. We're kidding? And in this scenario now, they run down and they take it and then give us no opportunity to get it unless you're just like, YOLO, click the button. YOLO. Yo ho ho. But if they do come back up after this sweep, it is, but she moves though. When she wants to move, she's gonna go and she's gonna give us what we want. All right, so we have one, two, we have what, like 10 seconds, 10:30, right? So my desire at this point, because they have swept that for me, I don't know if she'll even bother to come back up and give us a chance to get in here. I don't know if she gonna give us a chance, but if she does, I'm hoping this remains as what's the word I'm looking for? Bup, 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 bup. I want to see how they do at the 50% here, and then it would, I'm not gonna lie, it would hurt my heart to take the same trade twice. It would. Because I took it here, it dropped nicely. I want to see, we got this gap. Because at this point, I feel like they'll go lower, probably. We did a sweep, we have a shift. This part is hard. The entry for me here is hard. Well, technically, if I'm being honest, my entry would be here. Actually, I'm wrong. It would be at this guy. But I highly doubt they're gonna come all the way back up to that candle. So what I want to see is, and we're gonna try this one more time. It is 10:32 on this morning. Let's see. We done swept some more liquidity. We done shifted in the most ridiculous way. I don't expect them to come all the way back up here, but what I want to see is if they're gonna use this space, this fair value gap. We've got a gap here. I'm hoping for some balanced price range action right here. If we drop this way, I will move my entry to here and see if we can't get that. See if because I don't think they're gonna come all the way back up here, but I do want to see. So we're 9 seconds into this down close candle. It could also run away from me, which it does a lot. Trying to be patient and wait. I really am trying to be patient and wait. for the setups. We also have this guy, which they blew through, so they might stay below this guy. So 30 seconds into this candle forming. So I need to see it close. I would normally say it needs to drop further, but I want to see it give me some more. It's all about the candle movement and behavior. So right now, this is where I want my entry to be. This isn't closing down here, so my entry is not down here. So what do you think, Bob? Is that a terrible setup or what? I'm also trying to stick to my guns too, you know? Why's my hair been up? Oh, so did I tell you guys like the kitties have learned? So got them at 3 months. Now they're about four, almost 4.5 months, almost 5 months old. They have learned to jump the gate. We knew it was coming. I didn't think it would be so fast. So like, what was it? Yesterday morning, I just heard I got out of bed and then I heard little tinkles because we have little bells on them so we can know where they are. So I heard little tinkles and they were upstairs. They had cleared their gate and they were upstairs like, hey, mommy, yay. You like harmony and engulfing candles off strong supporter resistance. All right, all right. All right, this I like. This behavior I like. So this is a scenario here where I'm going to modify my entry to here. Actually, I'll do that candle right there and see if they want to like tag me in from here. There's a little break right there. They're respecting this guy, the midpoint. I wouldn't mind a quick entry from here to come back down. All right, so let's see if I'm wrong. We got this fair value gap right here. They've been wicking the top of it. So I'm hoping they want to drop after this. I have a little bit of leeway on my stop, but not a ton. So we got 46 seconds, 48. So this is also the thing that scares me a lot of times too. Like when I make adjustments to my entry and there's all this space up here, it definitely makes me not want to take the trade a lot of times, and I end up just not doing it. So right now this fair value gap is holding. I want to see some, just come on, let's just drop from here. 740. What's it? Oh, raise the TP to 740. Oh no, I see what you're saying about the bodies, but I think they're gonna take the equal lows now. Like if they're gonna drop, they're gonna probably do it with like it's about 1036. When that 1045 macro hits, I think they're just gonna knife through the equal lows. But yeah, when they're just going for it originally, the body's better. But now that they've made it, if they take this low out, then I'll move my stop to just below break even and then just hope they take the equal lows out because they do. They love to equalize everything. Oh, so there are macros that run. Like, I don't know if you've ever noticed, like there's times during the day when you just see price move. So like if you go back in your charts, take a look at like 345, 245, 145. You'll notice that price tends to just, you know, or if they hold it at 2 o'clock during the two o'clock hour, they're gonna like move it at 3:45. They'll wait until those macros, like the algorithm will just see like, okay, I'm ready to go. And it's just like, whoa, like you've been waiting all day and that's when they want to move it. So it's 10:37 right now. I'm hoping that the 10:40, 10:45 macro will drop it nicely. I need this fair value gap to hold. And I need it to just drop. Yeah. Yeah. You get really good movements between, yes, you get really good movements between those times. And I also don't like to get into trades before like the 30-minute mark because I feel like they like to hold it and then after that they'll do some craziness and then between the 45 and the 10:15 or the 15 of the next hour, you'll get the movement you're looking for. So far, I am not excited about the. Oh, still have a few minutes to wait. Need some expansion. Let's bust through this puppy for the second attempt at this ridiculous trade. I should have been out the first time. Normally, when I make like 40 points for the day, I'll just close for the day, right? And be done with it because I'm realizing just having um no no prop firms for me. I work for a particular company that basically if I can't do prop firms, there is only like one approved broker I can use for trading, and it's this one. So I can only have a live account. If I ever like leave that position and things, then I can absolutely do props and stuff. But if I'm being honest, like I'll just trade my own money for now and keep it moving. Because the concept of needing to, I think it's a great concept, don't get me wrong. Like, if you don't have, it's a great way for folks who don't have the money to trade bigger live accounts with bigger balance. Like right now, I trade in Q, right? So I'm always trading one mini. Um, I originally wanted to trade micros. Okay, so we're coming down. Come on, don't be lazy. So what I'll do is I'm gonna set my since it's I'm gonna set move my stop because my entry was right here. No, I said I was gonna wait until they took this low out. So I'm gonna wait and take my hands off the wheel. Anyway, I think prop firms are a great idea, as long as they do what they're supposed to do and give you your payouts and all that good stuff and don't do some craziness to keep you away from your monies. I think it's a great way for folks to get into trading and get their, and actually, and the whole concept of like having multiple accounts and then like mirroring them. And then like I watch this dude, Trades by Matt, like he does his base hit like $200 across like 30 accounts. Like that is money. You know what I'm saying? Like he is making on the smallest movements. So imagine if I had a prop firm and a funded account and I had like five and I'm looking for my base hit. That's $500 times five counts. Come on, get your money. Get it. Love that. So yeah, I think prop firms are great. I would absolutely use one if I could, but I cannot. So hey Coach Carter, how you doing? Eastern Institution setting up for pre-market stocks open at 4 a.m. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so I don't like this movement. We might just be sitting in some chops. So let's roll back up to like the 5 minutes to see what we're actually sitting in for this trade. Ugh, God. Come on. Just drop already. Why are you being so... Okay, it's 10:41. So I don't know, maybe I can survive this move back up to here and it can drop. Let's watch it on 5 minute because the back testing slash forward testing. Hey, abundance protocol, what is up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So my hope here is that the 10:45 macro will kick in and just drop. We've taken out lots of liquidity. We've engineered liquidity down here, and I want them to come and take it. Take it! It's silly. Ignore me. So this 5 minute candle. So I don't like ranges. I don't know if you guys I've said that before. I don't trade ranges normally. But I'm realizing that there is a precedent for ranges, especially you if it's been sitting in a range for the longest time, and then, literally just wait for them to come down to the base of the range, then go long. And then like take your profits at like say the 50% of the range, right? And then when it goes up to the top of the range, then take a short, like something or something like that. But given the way I trade in my model, it's kind of hard for me to use ranges. This scenario for me is it's looking more bearish from in my opinion, if you look at the higher time frame movement. So I'm hoping they want to come take this low out in the 1045 macro, and maybe we can bust out of this foolishness. So I still think the trade looks good. We've swept liquidity. I have not moved my stop into profit. I am trying my best. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, so when I was learning to trade and stuff, like I was using ticks, right? I was looking at the ticks. I wasn't looking at the dollar value, but Thinkorswim does not give you the option to show the ticks. It's only showing you the dollar value, which, if I'm being honest with you, is awful from my psyche, because that dollar value just makes me keep thinking, oh my God, I'm up 400, I'm up this. And then I want to like lock it in. But then that's messing with my actual setup and the trading model. So I'm trying to do these so that I just don't care about the dollar value. I'm trying not to even look at it and just let it run. So now I said I will move my stop to break even once it took this low out, and I took my entry here at this low break. So I'm moving my stop to break even, literally just enough to cover fees, because on Thinkorswim is about 7:30. So it's about to be 10:45. Look at this. Look at the expansion. Now, the other issue here is, what if they want to go long? Like, this would be my long entry if I was bullish on this day. Like, I would have waited for this entry, but I'm bearish. So I'm hoping they knife through it. I need them to knife through it. And look at the P&L. It makes me want to move my stop so bad. So bad. But I'm gonna not touch it. Just I need to get over that. Because if the setup is sound, we'll get to where they are. It'll get to where it needs to go. It'll get to where it needs to go. So I'm trying to teach myself to do that, because I have suffocated trades. Like, I'm not profitable. I think I'm down about 1350 or something right now. But I've been like oscillating the whole year, in this drawdown, like a little. I don't think I've hit 2000 in drawdown the whole year, but I've been oscillating. And half of my problem is that I keep either not taking the trade I'm supposed to take, that I've waited all day for, or I take the trade and then I suffocate it. So I'm taking these sessions to go through this live data on days I did not trade, just look for a setup and see what's going to happen, and then just let the trade play out. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. So I'm hoping this macro, which it looks good. The macro looks like it's gonna come and finally take these equal lows out. And I'm not looking at the dollar, not looking at it, not looking at it, not looking at it. Just come on, just take it. There we go. Thank you, 1045 macro. Appreciate you. Thank you. Good. So that setup wasn't too bad. Like, this is my preferred setup, but when this happens, I want to see them come back up into a fair value gap and then hesitate and then stay below it and then give me some down close candles with a reason for me to go short. Like this one, like we zoom in. This is why I took this. If it didn't form like this, I wouldn't have taken it, right? And take it right there. Because why? There's two fair value gaps in here. This one, they're holding. It didn't go above it. Sometimes, they'll tap into this, like just tap it and drop. I don't mind that either. Oh, look, they're still going. They're still going. I don't care. I got what I needed out of it. And we needed those equal lows, and we got it. All right, let's move on to another random morning to trade. All right, let's go to the next day, because I was pretty hesitant. I want to work on like oh yeah. So I want to work on, so let's do the 19th at let's say 9:35, because I don't trade until 9:40. I really don't. So let's go to that day, the next day. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna run up to when it's dropping so much. I'm gonna go up to like a 4 hour time frame to see where they're trying to go. So you're seeing what my normal trading view looks like. Like these are all of the liquidity spaces that I'm expecting them to run to, right? So this is the one from the day before. They're dropping. So the next guy, I'm gonna just spec that low right there, just cause. So let's drop down. So it's 9:35. Actually, let's go to a 5 minute because I want to see them run back up into a fair value gap. No, that's not going to work. Let's go back to the 1 minute then as they're running. Because in these scenarios, I get like this weird, I can't move. I can't trade. It just keeps dropping and dropping. And I want a retracement of some kind to get in. And then when I see the retracement like this, I don't know if I think they're going to come all the way back up here. So I would be thinking, let's see what they do in this fair value gap right here. Come on. And I would be like, okay, so if I see them tap it to that, right? So I want to see if they want to come back up and then tap it, maybe stay in the midpoint, and then I would be willing to take a short either at the midpoint. If they're like hanging about and wicking it, take the short there. Or if they just drop, then maybe try and catch like a retracement back to the low of the fair value again. That's my thought. So we have two, and I mean honestly, on a day with like nice big drop like that, like I might be interested in going for the lower low, but I'm gonna be conservative and go with the 4 hour wick. But Bob, you said the body, right? So we're gonna like try and go a little bit above it. So I do terrible on these days, meaning I don't even get a trade in usually because I'm too scared. So I gotta work on these types of setups. The other option is if they choose not to go up and they drop, then the order block or the up close candle that they created becomes like an order block for me, and then I can try the short there. But I get so nervous because sometimes they drop and then they do that, they hesitate, and then they run back up to reclaim most of it, right? But I'm still very bearish since the day before. So let's see. So for these continuation, so I consider this a continuation trade. Like the trend is bearish. It looks like they kind of held it a little bit on the week over the overnight. So it's 9:38. So I still wouldn't be greenlit to trade this yet. So we can dig back up into the higher time frame. Yes. So they held price. They held it. And this is ugly, right? The fact that I even got that short, yes, I would have gotten that short is insane. But they've held price. But they keep doing it. They've held it, drop, held it, drop, held it, drop, held it, drop. So I'm hoping they're going to continue this whole setup where they're holding it and then dropping. So my desire is that they will hang out in one of these fair value gaps and give me a reason to go short. So let us see if they do that. Let's zoom in. Now this is a scenario where we've got 1, 2, 3 of these puppies. So I'm thinking at most they'll hang out in here. So this is a situation where I wish they had like the 30 seconds on Thinkorswim because I would drop that and then see if I could get like an entry, a setup here. Like I like this hesitation. I like that where we like it's still not greenlit. Actually, I don't even know. Was there even news on Tuesday? I always look at the news too. So let me also do my normal due diligence and check the news for Tuesday because I don't go in blind ever. Okay, so on the 19th, oh, we didn't have anything. Okay, good. So this scenario now, I would try a short here in the hopes that at minimum they'll take that out or drop down below it, like something like that. I don't need the whole kit and caboodle. Actually, oh, I was about to move it up to the top of this actually, because we're like sort of below. Dang it, midpoint. I was I wanted to move it here. So this is the fear I normally have on this. This is the fear I normally have on this type of setup is that this will happen and then they'll just keep running. So I mean, I did set the order. I probably should have waited for them to like close below this guy, potentially. But I always miss it too. So that always hurts my heart. So that would have been like a given the speed at which they ran up, either my stop's about 37 ticks. So that would have been a loss. And they want to come back up. So I was hoping for a continuation like down, but I was about to move it up a little bit my entry, but I still would have been stopped out regardless. But guys, I was a little early. I was a little trigger happy there. It's not 9:45. Because I don't take trades until after 9:45. So that would have been because I'm trying to back test. I would have been way too early on my set on an entry there. Way too early. So I want to. So it's 9:42. So let's see. Are they gonna reclaim the whole thing? So once they leave this space, then the do we have equal highs above for them to run up into? Because now that's my thought. Let's roll back up here. Because I don't like this wick. Like if this 15 minutes is about to close with this wick, I'm expecting them to run back up. Probably into this stupid range. So, but I'm still gonna stick with the bearish stance here. And it's 9:42, so back into when I should be trading. So I shouldn't have even thought about taking that. Like that's outside of the realm of my normal trading time. So remember what I said, like sometimes when there's one, two, three of them, they'll like to wick into this one and then drop. So it's about to be 9:43. I like that. That's a nice little signature there. I'm gonna wait because I need to be patient. But I do like that. So let's see if they want to. I'm gonna move this up. So when that happens, when they wick it, and sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. So when they wick the third fair value gap, I want them to close bodies in the top of it for me to consider that they're changing. But I like the wicking here. So it's 9:43. Waiting, being patient. So how are your weekends going, by the way? Did you have more rugby this weekend, Coach Carter? Okay. See, that looks a lot better. I don't really want them to come back up into that wick. So I'll be greenlit to trade in like another 40 seconds. So the setup was not wrong. It's just the wrong fair value gap. Now the question is, do they give us any chance to get in on this action? So I want to see if there's any breaks in here. Nothing. So I would try it here at the body. But I don't know. Looks like they might want to run away with it. Like that one. So this is the type of thing that I want to see that I always miss. It really is. Like it's absolutely the kind of entry that I want to see and I miss. Because in this scenario, I've messed up which fair value gap they were going to wick into because I wanted to see them stay below the midpoint of this one, maybe wick that. But I was a bit early on this entry. I should have touched it. Oh, yeah? That's awesome. Was it a good game? Oh, and then look at him. It just gone. Look at that. Just beautiful. Springboks. Oh, and they played Australia. That's awesome. Did they win or what? Dang it, look at that. Oh. So this looks like they're gonna want to run away and come take all of that. Given the strength of this move, man, let me see where else they might want to go. I don't know if they're gonna even give us an opportunity. Man, this is I've I leave all the sell side in here to remind me that they're still very, very bullish in the long run. So this guy, technically it's this guy that should be the entry. Nice. And we have a bunch of stuff. Fair value gap here. So I would still look for that one if they gave me any kind of entry because of the fair value gap there. With that move back up, maybe we get an entry for a short. So we have two of these. That this point, got this little guy. I have a hard time taking the lower fair value gap, if I'm being honest. I know that's the right one to take. I know it is. I know it is. But what irritates me is that my stop is 37 ticks. And I need it to at least be above the candle that forms the fair value gaps. So this is what I would want for an entry. This is where it should go. So is Springboks your team? Like, is that your favorite team or the team that you follow? I'm not a big sports person. I used to play badminton, but I don't watch sports. I like to like just go out and play it, you know? Just go out and play it versus watching it. But I know there's a lot of enjoyment to be had by watching sports. Yeah, so this is one of those situations where I'm not going to get an entry. Ooh. Because I was hoping they would like tap it once, maybe twice, and then I'd put an entry here to try and get something. Oh, like I don't even think they're gonna stop here. I think they're gonna come all the way down here. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to, oh, got it, got it. Very cool, very cool. Very cool. So I'm from Jamaica originally. So cricket, soccer, and like oh my God, netball. Do you guys play netball in South Africa? Oh my God, that sport drove me nuts. Everybody's stepping on my feet. It was awful. I mean, it's on the whole pivoting thing, like stop and pivot and then you can go. It's like it was made to just irritate me. That game, netball. It was made to irritate me. I know a lot of people love it, but oh my God, my poor toes. All right, so I don't think they're gonna come all the way back up to my entry. So, given the movement, so I want to see what the 50% range is of this. And if it coincides with this order block, I'm just gonna move into it. Why? Because, oh, is it? Okay. Well, as long as your toes are safe, because my toes were not safe. We definitely played it in Jamaica. in high school. Oh man, my poor toesies. So I'm trying this. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to trust that they're gonna stay at they're gonna tap the second portion of this order block if they come back up at the 50% of this range and see how that feels. Because it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. We got this little tiny order block. Yeah, so we're gonna try that. So I'm not gonna lie, like I think in this big rundown, I've seen like tons of 50% retracement taps and run. And I never get those entries because my entry's all the way up here at the second order block. That doesn't mean they won't go up there. They could. They absolutely could. They also could just drop from here, and then this would be a secondary entry if they take this out. Because this is a 1 hour like candle wick. It's not a true like sell side liquidity. The one down here is. Now this is telling me they want to continue down, but they have to close below here to make me want to adjust my entry to this guy. These days are so hard because I don't like taking shorts at lows. I do not. So for me to do that, it would be, I don't know. I've learned enough to, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna move my thing to at least the body. So I don't trust wicks. But I should trust the wick, right? Do what I say I was gonna do. I don't know. I do that a lot, right? You see, this is literally what I do when I'm trading. Like I'm thinking about what I want, and then I'm like, I want my entry up here. But I know in these big runs, they're not probably not going to come all the way back up to that. And this, if we're lucky, this is a balanced price range. And we'll see. I don't know. Because this is all of this is the order block in my eyes. I just don't know if they're gonna bother to come back down. Also, you know, I can't take entries on the 5 minute. Because sometimes I also mess up because the entry's on the 5 minute order block right here. You see how they've tapped it? It could just drop from here, the body. And I'm over here waiting on the 1 minute order block to do its job. Because see where my entry is. But look at the rejection off of the 5 minute fair value gap. That's pretty sweet. So on the 1 minute now, I'm literally just waiting to see if we want to come all the way back up here because I cannot take the short at the lows. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. So this 5 minute candle has another minute 40 on it in it. So let's see what we get. So it's so volatile. Could just run through my entry. So when I see this run up coming for this, I literally am like back to my original entry. Like that's where I want to put it, right? But I've seen them tap the base of the order block, and then and it's also because of my stop, because my stop's 37 ticks, and for real, like I want my entry here. But I've also seen them tap the base too many times and then drop. So let's see. We are tagged in at the base of the order block with my very, 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 very vulnerable stop. I like the initial reaction. Oh, if we could just drop, that'd be nice. Could you just do that for me? Appreciate you. So yeah, I'd be on pins and needles at this entry because this is the entry I want. Pins and needles. But this entry, when there's two of them, I always miss. I unless it's like a clean setup like the one from yesterday. Oh, you did? Okay, we can take a look at that and see what that setup was. See, I don't like this, right? I don't like this. This is why I stick with my original entry, which is up here. But I'm trying to be okay with this entry. I'm trying. Come on. Now, this fair value gap. Now, I've also been considering if I think it's a high probability thing. So this is 37 ticks. My stop, increasing my stop to 74. But my problem with that is um, the simple expedient that most times when I get the entry that I want, I will not be in drawdown for very long, you know? So the 37 tick, when I win, it works like a charm, usually. And I'm hoping this is a balanced price range. So if I had measured it like a balanced price range, just so the top of that, and then the bottom of this. So let's do this and see if this works out in our favor. I don't like that 1 minute candle. So technically it stopped at the 50% of the BPR, right? And so I'm hoping it stays below it. If it stays below it and then drops, then we're golden. This behavior right here, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I would have wanted my entry up here. I wanted my entry up here, but we haven't even made it up there. So it's possible that the entry at the body of the second handle is the better spot for me. How do I feel about a 74 tick stop? Because this is 37 ticks right here. I need this to drop, take that out, and keep going, and then I can feel comfortable moving my stop down. So I think at most my stop should be right above here, but ugh, ah, ah. I don't like it. This is why my entries already are always up here. Hmm. But we've been dropping so nicely, like we get a nice retracement. So if we look at the retracement from on the fib from here, come on, from the top of this to the base of that, if I were to use the fib for an entry, I'd try and find some correlations between the two, right? So 70% is above the 50% BPR, so I might have set my entry here. And then if this drops nicely from here, missed it. Straight up, missed it. So I don't really use the fibs for entry except for the 50%. But come on, respect the balanced price space. You ran up, you ran down. You don't need to come back up again. You don't. Oh. But so my secondary entry model here, if I didn't take it here, would be here because we came up to the order block. If we drop below it, then I would take an entry right there. That's my secondary entry option here. Okay. So I don't know. This is looking sus. What is it? Oh, it's about to be 10 o'clock on the 19th. Just wait. Was there more news? Oh, wait, there wasn't any news on 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Not really, right? Let's see. No, there was nothing. So, should be okay. Let's see. So, looks like the entry at the base of this instead of all the way up here. Or maybe I could have set my entry at the BPR, at the midpoint of the BPR, because that would have been better, I think. So now, okay, again, focusing on the setup. Technically, I could just do look for them to take this low out. I'm not gonna lie, if they bust through this, I'm gonna move my stop right here because that's a good place. If they choose to run down and give us the rest of this, that'd be nice. Not looking at the dollar value. I'm not looking at the dollar value. I'm not looking at the dollar value. All right, so with the respect of the BPR, I need this to, it's 10 o'clock. Let's see if the macro can give us some movement. I like this. We've been very bearish. Let's see if we can have another continuation down. So I would have preferred them to knife through this, just like butter, just slice through it if they're gonna do it. That's the problem with trading, right? Like we want things to be a certain way, and we get it not that way. So I want this candle or the next to knife through this and then just drop. Because then I can set my stop above at break even and then hope it drops. So my stumbling block is accepting a loss, hate it when my high time analysis is wrong. Man, you and me both, huh? You and me both. Literally, I've been losing for the last 2 years. Well, 1 year and are we in the eighth month? Yeah, 1 year and 8 months. Not profitable, right? And it's hard, it's hard, but you just got to keep moving forward and take all of those as lessons. Every loss is a lesson. It's not anything to be mourned. It's something to learn from. So that's why I've even gotten to this point where I'm looking for very specific things and trying to refine them, right? So every time I lose, I'm like, what went wrong with that trade? And you saw me, I don't know if you saw the first trade that I took um in this back testing session. And, I was bemoaning the fact that I was up 40 points and then took probably five, you know, instead of being less greedy. I mean, and then you saw the second trade I took because they again swept the highs and they came back up and gave me a setup. This is not looking juicy. I mean, why can't we have some expansion? Like, come on, drop. You've given us nice, big, juicy down close candles. Let's get another round of those. Let's get a nice round of juicy down close candles. Not this hesitation. It's 10:03, but we are sitting below the BPR. So if we can get, and we wicked into it, that's fine. Can we go? Can we drop? The waiting, man. You gotta accept the losses. You have to, because it's a part of the game. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's any profitable trader out there that hasn't lost, or isn't still losing. The market's going to do what it wants to do. You might see your setup, you take it, and it's a loss. But the important part is the setup, the setup's ability to win over time. Oh, you have? Okay, so you saw all of my ramblings. Cool. And so you saw that was a nice clean setup. This looks like it's about to get stopped out. Oh yeah, definitely. This is definitely going to get stopped out. Yeah, definitely stopped out. Ah, dang it. Okay, yeah. Because without the expansion, like that's your arse. So this is my original entry I wanted. So at this point, I would like, if I would go back it's 10 o'clock, it's still early. I would like to see them take this out and then give me a ship. Respect this midpoint and then drop. Because if they don't want to do like a internal, just okay, respect it and drop, fine. And I took the loss because what? I had a plan. My plan was I need them to drop decently below, knife through this, then I can get like my stop to break even. So I'm still bearish in this scenario here, still bearish. So I want to see them tap up above here and then drop. I wonder if this is like a second potential entry because they tapped it. That'd be nice. But yeah, I mean, it's okay to not feel amazing about losses, but we gotta think of them as learning experience. And I've heard them say like it's tuition in the market, and it is. And I've been paying tuition for a year and 8 months, so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to pay tuition. It's okay. Ah, it's okay to pay the tuition. So this was me testing out whether or not I could feel comfortable with this entry. I don't feel comfortable with this entry. But I do love they've like created internal liquidity here and they've run up. I want to know, I'm still bearish, so I'm not interested in taking any longs in this scenario. I want to see if they're gonna like take this high out and then drop. I would like a short right here, potentially. And this is using like a silver bullet short. I'm just looking for a fair value gap. It doesn't need a, I still want a sweep though. I want a sweep of some kind. But it's okay to be wrong with your higher time frame analysis too. I mean, we're not omnipotent, We're in the business of trading risk. And the higher time frame told you something and you followed as long as you followed your process and didn't FOMO into something, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't let that stress you out. I know it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. Like I've been dealing with it for quite some time. I tell you what I found. So I was listening to a Neville Goddard video on Thursday, and it was basically about quieting the mind because I don't know if you've realized it, but there's so much noise around all the time. There's so much noise. We're watching, like for me specifically, like I'm watching, YouTubers. Like I like to watch Teach Maya trading in during the days when I can jump on. Um, yes, yes. That is a huge difference between how we started and where we are. So pat yourself on the back for giving you a huge applause, Coach Carter, because every day that we go through and we make a change, it's a positive change away from the retail style of trading. And I hate to say it because I want to trade like the big boys. Yeah, I want to trade like the big boys. I want to take the trades. It's measured. It's thought out. So that's why I'm like, I've spent all of August trying to trade just the one setup. And that's meant that I've barely taken any trades at all this August. I took one last week for a 20-point win, and then I took a second trade that day for a loss. It was a B setup, and I shouldn't have taken it because my whole month is to take A setups, period. Okay, so we're respecting the midpoint of this wick. Hmm. Still like for them to push up, take this out, and then drop, and potentially we could get a short out of this. And this time I'll just aim for this low. But yeah, I mean, all of that is like huge differences. Trust me, huge, huge. So give yourself some grace, all right? Because we all deserve it, you know? We all deserve it. And there's no moment in time where, when we're learning a new skill, that we aren't gonna like stumble a little bit. but we'll get there. I mean, think about it. Like when you go to college or you go to high school, it doesn't take, you're not out of there in like T minus 2 seconds, are you? No, no. It takes years, you know? If you're learning a new skill, like let's say you've been playing rugby, you play rugby, right? And it wasn't, you didn't become an amazing rugby player overnight, right? You had to practice and practice and practice and get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, I can get in the game and I can do what I need to do and life's like a box of chocolates. Well, it takes practice and time. So give yourself some grace. I know we think like trading is supposed to be like overnight, but it's not. It's not. It's like any other job. The only difference is that we just click a button on a computer screen and we don't have to go anywhere. But we still have to master ourselves. We don't work for anybody else, which is chef's kiss, right? So if we can master ourselves, we can absolutely get to where we need to be. And that's the important part. Let's master ourselves. Let's make sure we have our A plus set up. And just take that. Just keep it moving. Just take that. No, I'm trying to resist the urge to treat this setup here like it's like I know it's still like a paper trade, but with the data flowing. But remember what I said? I wanted to see if they would tap this and reject from it and then take it. It's not a setup I would normally take. So in this scenario, I'm waiting for them to shift below here, respecting the low here, the midpoint of this wick. They've swept this liquidity right here. I want to see if they do that, and then I will take it for this low down here. And then I will move my stop when they take this low out, still within the realm of my setup. Because so far, we've had 2 legs down. We haven't taken this high out. If we don't take it out, then we're continuing down. That's my thought. I think I took a trade on Thursday and Friday. I took a trade on Friday. I did a quick short review of the trades I took last week. It's only about 6 minutes if you want to check it out. Because oh crap, I'm actually supposed to go meet a friend and hang out. I haven't even had breakfast yet. But this is like so important to it's so important, honestly. I do journal my actual trades. I journal every trade I take. Here, let me see. Can I journal? Yeah. So I've had a journal. I have a 2024 journal, 2025. I have trade notes. Yes, I absolutely journal every single trade I take. I put down my thoughts around the trade, what I could have done better. On days when I take trades and it's not, or I should say, on days when I wait, and I don't take the trades that I wait all day for, then I absolutely journal those days and write down how I was feeling and the fear and the hesitation that caused me to miss out on that opportunity. All right, so I like this. We've swept, we've hung out the midpoint of this. I want to see them drop below. They left a little tiny thing right here. There's 47 seconds. I want to see if they leave it. Then I put like an entry right here to take the lows out. Or if my stop from here will cover it, then I'll let that happen. But it's all about whether or not it forms or not. And they take this out. Let's see. Okay, so the 10-15 macro is about to close out. Yeah, so I don't usually use like balanced price range stuff at all. Not really. But I thought I would check it out and see. Okay, so this guy already tapped into it. So we got 35. So I'm going to preemptively, I'm just gonna have my finger over the button to see. I gotta wait for this candle to do its closure. I don't like that. I need it to close with a body below it if we can. But it's sort of the setup I've been waiting for. So yeah, we're gonna try that. See if we catch it. Okay. And then this is where my base hit is normally. So let's see if they have enough juice to drop. Now, I'd need to see this just plop down. Otherwise, this scenario where my stop is in the middle of this order block does not make me feel comfortable. So technically, I should move my stop to about here if I'm if I'm really serious about it, but I want to see some expansion. So let's see if we get it. I don't like this wick right here makes me nervous. So, but this behavior is what I was hoping to see, and they drop below. I'm trying to be swift enough to catch the entry. And so we're going to leave my stop where it is and hope we can get down to these lows. And to Bob's point, let's take it at the bodies and not the weights. And then once we take this low out, I will move my stop to break even. So let's see. So come on. You gotta run through this like a knife. Butter. Knife. Run. But you see what I'm saying? Like, if that's why I don't want to change my stop, because if I'm on side, it usually just taps it and goes. Now I've been struggling with not locking in my base hit, especially if I'm trying to go for a bigger um piece of the pie. It's like right around here is where my base hit is. So come on, take this low out and then drop. We don't need to do all of that. So we struggled a little bit here. Let's see if we can stay below this guy. I'm trying not to like draw it out or put boxes on every last one of them. Um, a lot of times, like if I've hit like 500, I'll move my stop into profit, but that's because I'm looking at the dollar value. I'm trying to trade structure. Okay. I usually take the wicks and it usually works out, but as we've seen with NQ, it likes to mess about before it taps the actual wick. So the body, that's a good suggestion that the body is the better play there. So at this point, I'm just gonna let this roll. Oh, coach. So I did create a Telegram if you did want to um join that with me. And I've been chatting about, just chatting about setups and stuff. Because I know 2 weeks ago Rainer was on and he was also like, he suggested it. And I was like, sure, why not? Mm. So it's been fun, just, talking about trading and all that good stuff. So I'll drop like an invite URL if you want to join and chat with us about stuff. See, why? Why NQ? Why? Why do you need to do that? Sigh. Just gotta be patient and let the setup. You waited for the setup. Be patient. Be patient. So let me find a invite link for this chat. Since I think you said last time that you were interested in and it's nothing exciting. We just talk about trading and sometimes anime, if you're into that. Oh, really? It didn't work. Dang. Um, Let me see. How do I? Oh, that behavior is not sexy. It's not sexy at all. I don't like it. Can we have some expansion lower, please? Why does she have to be so annoying lately? I think last year, if I was trading the way I'm trading this year, it would be much better. So much better. Dang. Well, what do? We came back up to midpoint of this fair value gap. If we can drop from here, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, no, if I could figure out where the link is to share, that'd be great. I'm not very good with Telegram. I don't actually use it um, much. Manage group. Is there a, oh, invite links. Here we go. So if anybody wants to join that, here's the invite link for my Telegram. If you want to just chat about trading and setups for the week, because that's what we do. So I was talking about noise, right? Like there's just so much noise. Like I'm constantly listening to books. I'm constantly, I'm listening to a book, I'm watching a YouTube channel, I'm like, like there's never a moment where my mind is quiet. So I've taken to taking time to just think about nothing. Just think about nothing, and in the hopes that that will get me. Yeah, they've been acting weird. And August has just been so, I don't know, man. The last 2 weeks of August have been not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so 10:21 on this on the Tuesday. All right, so after this, we'll skip over to Thursday and we'll see, because then I'll have to stop after this to get ready to head out and go hang with a friend. Enjoy more of the weekend. But I am enjoying this too. Um, but go watch some stuff and just hang out. Oh, come on. See, this sort of thing would drive me nuts. So we got into this at on this candle right here. So we're tapping this order block one more time. So I'm hoping they want to drop from here. And this fair value gap here will give us that drop. Will give us some extra order block, fair value gap. I'm hoping it becomes an inversion, honestly, and we drop below it. So again, I'll move my stop to just below break even after we take this low out. If we take this low out, who knows? NQ just does whatever she wants. But I started my learning on ES, honestly, like, but ES ended up being like so slow. And then I did some comparisons between NQ and ES. Yes, you get a lot more grace with ES. You really, really do. Like you get so much more grace with ES. And but the same amount of movement in ES is like half of the same returns on NQ, which is why I stick with her. She's my lady. I'm gonna love up on her forever. All right, so maybe we can get some expansion. It's 10:24 on the 19th. Oh, is there a kitty up here? Well, kitties are up here. Babies, you're up here listening to me jab on. Both Maddie and Sasha are up here. Is Bob still here? I don't even know. I think most people have left except for you, Coach Carter. I appreciate that. But these sessions are like liquid gold for me. I'm gonna tell you right now, liquid gold. Because like this situation here, like if I had, so they rejected from here and they came back up, and we got one, two, three taps. I probably should have tried the entry from here because I'm trying really hard to take the silver bullet fair value gap entry if I can. I'm trying. It's hard because I don't know. I like the order block. I like the consistent shift. I like that, but this would be considered like, hey, stop it. These girls, man, their nails ripping up every little thing. It's out of control. Come on, take this out and give us some of these juicy big black candles that you've got going on. Like bam, 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 bam. Like all this hesitation is annoying. But we're like coming up on 10:30, so maybe we'll get the full expansion at 10:30. So I'm trying really hard. I'm not looking at the dollar value. I'm just looking at the setup. Actually, because the position field down here does tell me how much. It is. It is. It is. So nice to share thoughts with other traders, and give encouragement too. Because we're all feeling the same things. Which is incredible. We're all feeling the same things, the same level of stress, the same fear and hesitation, and especially when we're not like profitable, right? Okay, last line in the sand is this fair value gap right here. If we knife through this puppy, this is easy. Instead, I'm taking this low, but we have built new structure. So I feel good about this. I mean, technically I should be able to move. So entry was here. So I'm going to move my stop to like right here just to cover fees if they choose to run back up. But let's get some expansion and Q, let's do it. Okay, so we're about to take this low out. So now is where I can move my stop to there. That'll cover fees. And then we're just gonna see if we can just knife down through. Hey, Rainer. We'll see if we can knife close strongly below here. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, the markets have been really inconsistent, don't you think? Like everything's been out of sync. The Dow, ES, NQ, it only moves decently when they're in sync. So like I was watching one day, the Dow was running up, NQ was not going anywhere, and ES was like, like, come on. It's crazy. Okay. So this setup here, not a bad play at all. Can we get a push through? Can't, come on. We're using the bodies. We're not even using the wicks. There we go. Good job. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use the bodies instead of the wicks. Even though I know they're eventually gonna get to them. Oh. Oh. But I'll take it. I will take it. That was good. It's all the hesitation that drives me nuts. I'm not gonna lie. It's all the hesitation that drives me nuts. But in the last 2 weeks, the markets have been, let me make sure I'm saying this right. Let me just look at my charts, my daily charts. But yeah, so the last like, let's see, week has been pretty consistently bearish, which is nice. The week before that was consistently bullish, which is nice. Question is whether or not you can get an entry, right? So taking it at the body was less stressful. We got it in. It was a nice trade. It's a good 40 pointer. All right, so let's go look at Thursday and then I'll close out for today. So what time did you take your trade, coach? Let's go back to let's say 9:35 on Thursday morning. Let's head over there. Now let's go to the 15 minutes because I like to. Okay. Oh yeah, this BS. Hmm. So, did that lovely drop. Okay. All right. So we did that lovely drop. We're sitting pretty inside of this. So this is what I'd be doing. First things first, let me prep what I consider to be buy side. Equal highs up here. So Thursday. Longs technically aren't out of consideration because they did leave us. Let's put that up there. We just have some buy sides, equal highs. It's also it's actually London high right here too. And what did we do? We took a lot of stuff out, like even right here. So a long is not technically a bad play. I'm inherently bearish. So after they took this sweep up here, a continuation up to this guy is not weird. Actually, I also think there was also a fair value gap sitting in that same space that I was, yeah. So let me also like note that because instead of the high, that could also be like a place to aim for too. So let's do that. These kitties, man, I swear. Also, we've rejected from the midpoint of this multiple times, so I would be perfectly happy to at least try and get to this base right there. So it's 9:37. You took a 9:45 long? Okay, let's see. Because I can't trade until after 9:45. Those are my rules. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I remember watching this before 9:45. I was like, ooh, they swept these out. They have a little shift. If they break above this, then an entry right here would be nice. You know? I was thinking that, or at the body actually. But yeah, at the body. I wanted to take that long, but that is outside of my trading time. No, I did take a short. Let's see. Oh, this is for next week. I did take a short after they ran up here for a bit of a base hit in the hopes that they'd want to give me a 23,220 TP. They eventually got there, but they didn't give it to me. But I was salty with myself because this long right here is what I would have wanted to take. Was there news on Thursday? Because I need to make the decision that, oh, 10 o'clock news is coming. Another reason why I didn't want to take the trade, too. But this was like more than 15 minutes before the news. So let's see how this would have worked out for us if we had taken what I wanted to take up to here just for funsies. Also, this makes me uncomfortable because the body's probably the better play, but they sometimes like to run away with the wick. Hey, hey, gonna let me in? Okay. So this kind of situation scares the crap out of me because what if they come down to the body, right? And I knock out my very, very shallow stop. Another reason why I wouldn't take it. But a consideration for, so this is the long I would have wanted to take because we swept all of this, we did a nice shift, and actually the order block's right here. Haha. So technically, it's not bad. It's not great. Now, if we run up this way nicely, that would be lovely. Go away. Go. Little girls. See, this is what scares me about taking the wicks. See? Yeah. That's what scares me about taking the wicks because I know they can do that. So that's why I always wait until after 9:45. So I wouldn't have ever actually taken that, but this sort of thing would have scared the crap out of me. So trying to work on my fear too. But yeah, like this setup, I'll tell you what would have been a clean version of this is if they had swept all of this, shifted, made this one, and then ran up above it, and then I would have taken it here because I would have felt more comfortable. But once they start adding like this, and this, you know, then it makes it less high probability, as you can see here. So again, we're at 9:41, so well below my normal time to take any sorts of trades. Let me see my documentation on this. So you took a 9:45 long. So waiting for something to show itself here. I mean, is it? Oh my God. You took this and then it just knocked you out. Dang it. Yeah, so I don't know if I have any good, if we can find any good examples of the continuation trade. And it only, I think, works if, from what I've, like this scenario is not high probability. This is like I would call this like a C entry, especially if they've been ranging, in that general vicinity, which they weren't actually. I would have preferred if they took this low out though, personally, like a personal preference, like, but they took out the 9 a.m. low. That's kind of something, but not really. This high right here is not a bad play for like a TP, but I'm inherently bearish. I mean, come on. But I don't like the fact that they came back up. So we had what? Remember what I said about when there's only two fair value gaps in a space? One, two, they'll love to come back up to the second one. And then if there's three, they'll wick into the third and then drop, probably. And we're just shy of the midpoint of this one. Yeah. So I don't trade before 9:45, so not something I would have taken, but that would have hurt my heart if I had taken it. I mean, come on, you made a little fair value gap there. We got a little nice little reaction, and then what is this? This is crap. This is unadulterated crap. This is meant to chop up people, chop up retail, and then run and go get stuff. Ugh, it's annoying. So long after this would have to break through here and then try and get up here. Maybe even try to get up here. Maybe just the 0.25 of the fair value gap is enough. That's right about 50%. Yeah. So you got the long end. It's not even 9:45 yet. Dang it. Yeah. This would definitely mess with my psyche. This price action. I would not take anything in this general space because it's just so choppy. The clean short that I took on Monday, the first one when I didn't should have taken it at the bodies, the TP, that is clean, it's crisp. You know what it's gonna do. This, you know it wants to go up, but when? Right? Yeah, I feel your pain there. I feel your pain there. You know it wants to go up because it swept the liquidity, but it wants to be just a douche nozzle in the middle of that. So I also wonder, like, when it's doing all this choppiness, is there something cleaner on, like, let's say the 2 minute or the 3 minute, you know, for a better entry? Oh, actually, a little sweep here, a little sweep there. If I'm being honest, this would then make me want to not want to take it at all because we've swept some liquidity. It's internal. But if you're inherently bullish, if you're gonna pick a side and choose this one, yeah, ugh, look at these wicks. Nope, nope. That's a big fat nope. Whenever price is doing this sort of thing, I stay away from it because I, there's no high probability setup in this at all. It's all low. It's like high resistance BS. Even if it did want to go up there, I would love like sweep something. Show me some sweepage. This, I don't know, maybe this wants to continue down. Well, I did take a short, so we know they eventually go up at some point. But if they sweep this and then give us an opportunity to go long again, I mean, that's not a bad play. But for me, it would have to be clean. So they swept it one more time. Maybe here we get another opportunity for a long to tap here. Because now taking it here for me is not enough of a risk to reward scenario. Taking it here, yes, that's more of what I want to see, like in terms of expansion. But I mean, unless if you're taking the long. So from here, I want to see some sort of like, give me something that's going to be shifty, shifty. But there's news still. Thursday, it's 10 a.m. Powell was talking. Oh, snap. Yeah. Wasn't that insane candle? Oh, yeah. I stay away from news when people are talking. So, like, even if they'd given me a clean setup here and they ran up, because I think that happened, right? That happened earlier in the week when they came up for that. I think the, I'm mixing it up. Let's see, is that it? Because that's something similar happened earlier in the week and gave us a, let me look at my 821. What day was that? It was Thursday. I took an AM short. Oh yeah, after all of that insane run up. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Thursday's insane run up. That's ridiculous. Like I think at 10 a.m. it just, hold on, I got lost in the sauce here. Didn't it like just blow through everything at 10 a.m.? Like if you're already in a long, amazing return, like amazing return, but yeah, nah. What was this? Oh, it's 9:47. Still like 13 minutes away from the news. So you could probably get along out of this. But I have a tendency to wait until after the news. If I know news is coming at 10, 9:45, or both, I'll just wait until after 10 for something to show up. Was it Friday that Powell spoke and we got that insane candle? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at trading view. Yeah, sorry, not Thursday. Okay, so for a long, we swept it one more time. I would need a shift above here. And let's see. Okay, he talked again on Friday at 10. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, there's existing home sales at 10. That was an orange folder. Not as exciting. Yeah, not as exciting. So with the sweep, I'm always waiting for the shift. I wonder if just taking it at the order block after the shift. No, they'll be changing your method. Go with what works. So we had a sweep again, no shift inside of this fair value gap. I would like to see, I wonder if it's going to form my second entry model that's not at the order block. Let's see. Because that would be nice if it did form that. So like, if we take the shift here, and then it forms a down close candle, I would take the long from the down close candle to here. Not as much risk reward. Maybe I'll try and dig in a little bit, but they do like to stop and act the fool. So we didn't shift. Great. By the way, that candle was insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Friday? Whoa. Man, that candle liquidated a lot of folks if they were trying to fade it. Because like a while back, I learned that folks like to put an entry here and put an entry there at the top and then the bottom in the hopes that, one of them will get knocked in. Hmm? Mhm. So, also, I would like it if they tapped in here and then tried to run back up. I would be okay with that. Still no shift, can't take that. But this up close candle, though, if they bust past that with some alacrity, I would try along from here. It's 9:51. The 10 o'clock news is not red folder, so I don't care too much about it. But it has to show me something. Show me something good. Given the movements, base hits. I wouldn't even, I'll just take the 20 points if I can get it and call it a day. And if we hit halfway to my TP, I'm moving my stop. I don't care. Because it's anemic. Like we've done nothing. We've gone nowhere. This is crap. But sweep. Oh, good on you. Friday was insane. Wow. That movement was just rude. It's almost changed the scope of, well, I mean, we've been bullish this whole time, but that up candle was epic. Was epic. But that's all right. Okay. So yeah, if they sweep up here, we got two of these. Not no. So this is no longer like ideal for my entry. We haven't shifted. Yeah. So I wouldn't take this. It's not A plus. All right. So I think after this sessions, I will close out for the day. I am hungry. But this has been good. I'm gonna spend a lot more time trying to work through these big expansion days and how to like get entries in because those like um they net a lot of returns, but I have a hard time figuring out how to get in to those setups. Very hard time. So this just says to me, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, but this says to me this is like a high resistance. And I would probably just wait for the PM. But I mean, maybe if there's expansion, proper expansion at 10, I don't know. This is waiting for something. You gonna shift again? That'd be great. Invalidate this whole thing because we've not shifted at all. So we got 1, 2, 3 order blocks here for a shift. Nothing good. Yep. So much patience. All the patience. I'm getting a headache, so it's definitely time for me to eat some food. Yeah, unfortunately, coach, none of this was clean or clear for any kind of a long. This is utter trash for any sort of precision trading, in my opinion. Um, this structure is awful. Like you might as well just move up to like say the 5 minute and see if there's anything juicy there. And trying to, I mean, come on, no. Now, all of that wicking on the bottom still makes me feel like they're going to continue up, but I don't like the inconsistent nature of it, right? So we wicked, took that lower wick, higher wick, big wick. Why? Lower wick. I mean, this is the type of thing I just avoid like the plague. It really is. I avoid it like the plague. Like you want decent structure. You don't want all this wicking to come knock you out. You need it to be clean, you need it to be clear. When it's not clean or clear, don't trade. It's just that simple. Just don't trade. It's not worth it. Mhm. It's not worth it. What? Why? Why are we doing this again? But I mean, on the 5 minute, the structure is there is what's the 5 minutes? And we gotta remember we're inside a giant, in my opinion, we're inside a giant range. That's the other thing. Remember I said I'm not a huge fan of range trading? I think we're inside of a giant range right here. You know? So if I were to draw this out, so I would say big old range from here to here. And we're just messing about in the, let me fix that. Yeah, I do need to nourish. Yeah, this is crap. Just leave it alone. Look, we've just been poking around the midpoint of this range. This is bullshit. Yeah, it's time for some eating, y'all. Nothing exciting coming in here. I am starving. 2:21, 2 hours and 21 minutes of this. Not bad, not bad. Um, definitely still need to work long and hard on how to handle fair value gap entries and feel comfortable. I don't think I'll be adjusting my order block entry currently. So yeah. So it's 11:02. I think I have like a 40-minute drive to go visit my friend. So I'm sorry, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to finish this up for you, but I will find myself with more free time next week, so perhaps I will be able to do something during the day next week when I'm not doing some work stuff. So I'll keep you posted. I dropped the link to join the Telegram if you want to jump on, Coach Carter, and chat with me and Rainer. So, I mean, honestly, this looks like it wants to go down, like down, and maybe get to like the 0.25 of the range. Let's add that in here. Yeah, that's what that looks like. But again, like we've just been fighting with this little spot. And then of course we're inside the smaller range. Huh? Okay. All right. I'm getting pinged. It's time to go. We did, and that was clean. So what we've learned is that we stay away from this type of price action. It's not high probability for us, so we don't trade them. There will always be more high probability setups for us. But I wanted to see if I saw an example of a setup I would like to take after a sweep has occurred. So I can just give you an example of what I'm looking for when I see when I see what I want. So maybe we only get like an internal sweep to play with. This is mini shift. No, that's too ugly. Yeah, most of this is crap. Just try, let me see. Let's go to a 15-minute. Maybe we can find a better version of it. Um, let's take a look at this 10:30. What when was this? Yeah, let's see if this gives us anything. Because the longs are dead on that scenario over there. Let's look over here. Did we get something of the sort to look at? and then I'll close out. Come on. Let me zoom in. Let me do a zoom zoom. Okay. Did we get something? So we swept all of that. Technically, so this is kind of messier than I like, but we did get a kind of version of it where it swept this here a little bit and then this. So in a cleaner scenario with, and the fact that I like that they've wicked down in here already, that's nice. So if they'd made one up close candle, just one, not two, just one, and then they pushed up like this in this next candle, then I would take an entry there to come up and like maybe look for those highs to be taken. In this scenario, they ran up and ignored all this and then gave us this candle, which I wouldn't take because I don't trust it. And you're already by where I want to get an entry. So, but that's the general gist of what I would look at potentially. But anyway, that's it. What do they say in Looney Tunes? That's it, folks. That was silly. That was Salai. But I am, yes, absolutely golden retriever energy, as I've been told multiple times by lots of awesome other people. All right, y'all. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, Coach Carter. It'd be nice to see you in the Telegram so we can talk trades. Hopefully, this week is clean as well. I would like continuation, daily candles, because those give us the cleanest setups. All right, y'all. Have an awesome, awesome rest of Sunday and an amazing trading week. Shakira, out. Dabba 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 doo. It's a whole other cartoon too. Dang, I'm showing my age. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Okay, I'm gone for real. Talk to you soon. Talk to you next week on the next live trading session.